What is up? What are you doing?
It's sinus season.
Is that like a smelling salt or something?
It's like a menthol stick. It's one of those things you kind of just do and kind of clears your nostrils. It's kind of like putting like an entire menthol cigarette in your face. Just go. Bah!
That's exactly what I think I want to do.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not bad when allergy season decides to do its worst. They're quite handy. So it's Thursday night.
Thursday. I'm Brendan. Hello.
This is Two Dudes Wearing Hats. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow wherever you watch this show, whether it's directly on YouTube or directly on Twitch. You can get directly to YouTube at 2dw8.com. You can follow me at that dude named Mike. You can follow him at that dude named Brendan. Or you can follow the two of us at Two Dudes Wearing Hats on Instagram. So
they've already checked out. They're done with us.
What's up, dude?
I don't know. Not much. Kind of running around like crazy. Just had myself a hoagie.
A hoagie?
A hoagie.
So, okay. So,
you know what I found out? I didn't know
parlance, you go with hoagie as opposed to like grinder or sub.
I'm thinking like a steak hoagie from a pizza place.
See, that's like a weird area thing, like northern.
I didn't know that I didn't know that was a local thing until Bob moved to Denver and told me that when he moved back, he was so excited to get a hoagie again. And I said, "What? What do you mean by that?" No, I was having like an actual steak hoagie from a pizza place, which is your fake piece of steak.
It's not even real meat.
It's not bad. It's something.
It's delicious. I eat it every time. But it's literally like it's the McRib's boring cousin. It's kind of that.
It's
a little bit firmer. It's a little bit firmer than McRib meat.
Yeah.
Kind of more just the savory salt.
What do you get on your hoagie?
Seasoning vibe. Pizza sauce, cheese, pickles, and onions. Like I'm a normal person.
I'm pizza sauce, cheese, onions, mushrooms, and jalapeno.
Oh, see,
I stack it up a little bit.
Sometimes I get saucy and do banana peppers, but that's
saucy.
That's about as saucy as I get with a steak hoagie. Now, if I go get like a hoagie, like a sub hoagie, sky's the limit on that.
We're talking about too much food and not enough drink.
Meat, every single topping, all the sauces, everything, except it's Subway. I can't tell you the last time I've either had Subway or B, enjoyed Subway.
I had Subway just the other day. It was too much it wasn't enough for what I paid, and I wasn't happy enough for what I paid.
That's fair. By that, do you mean quantity or quality? Or both?
Maybe a little both. And I was also upset, because it's really simple at Subway. You can get salt and pepper, which is all mixed together in one damn thing.
Isn't that interesting? Because I don't feel like that's how do you know someone's personal pepper salt ratio preference?
I said, "Can I get salt and pepper?" And she did that. And then she puts it down. And then I go, "Can I get extra pepper?" That's where they usually pick up the extra pepper and just do extra pepper for me.
I didn't know they had a separate pepper shaker back.
They do have pepper just by itself.
Oh, okay.
She picked up the double shaker again, went to town, got me all salty. I already got bacon on this thing. I got double salt now. It was over the top. It was over the top.
Double salt, double pepper, double bacon, double. No.
It wasn't good.
Are you a mayonnaise guy?
No.
What's your?
It depends on what I'm getting.
Okay.
I have a sandwich that needs mayonnaise that I love. That's a BLT. You can't have a BLT without a good slob of mayonnaise on a BLT.
So, silliest Subway story of all time.
This is the silliest opening of a show that we've ever had.
Ready to go. First off, before we get in the Subway story, I'm gonna get a drink. I've actually got the Downtown Flavortown glass. I've actually got a cube.
You got a cube? Where'd you get a big ass cube from?
Cube. I have molds.
Mold or you
I have molds. So we went to buy we went to buy the fridge for this house, and we originally were looking at a fridge, and we thought we bought the one that made spheres, like made ice.
Yeah.
Spheres. We didn't. We accidentally bought the one that was one level down, which is fine. Which is fine. But then I just went and bought molds. So now I just kind of always have a couple ice molds in the house.
Well, you know me.
I rocket and roll.
You know me. I have my Death Star mold.
The Death Star. I am drinking the last of a bottle of Woodford Reserve.
Hey, buddy.
That's the way things kind of go sometimes.
There we go.
All right. So
I'm gonna enjoy some Woodford with you. Never a bad choice.
So,
Skull Glass rocking tonight.
Back to Subway. Okay. So, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, there was a little block of stores around the street from my house. Actually, the place you used to live in, Bellevue.
Yes.
There was, like, if you walked out your front door,
yes,
and walked to the right, and then crossed the street.
Yep.
There's a little strip of like restaurants right there. There was like a coffee shop and all of that. That used to be a CD store.
Yep.
It used to be a like karate place, but then also a Subway. There was a Subway right there. It was a very small Subway, but there was a Subway there. And I would go there. And this is also at the time that I was buying WWF magazine.
Okay.
And I'll never forget, X-Pac put his Subway order in his interview in WWF magazine.
Okay.
So I immediately went, and it became like the sandwich I ate at Subway for like 5 or 6 years because it ended up being a really good sandwich. It is the roasted chicken breast. So it's roasted chicken. And then you do tomatoes, onions, black olives, lettuce, pickles, oil and vinegar, oregano. Did I say banana peppers?
No.
Banana peppers.
So that sounds like everything minus the olives I liked on the BMT.
It could already. It's not a very it probably is a very common sandwich. It's not a very unique order, I bet. But it's just it was a fire combo, and I would get it on that. Like I think they had the bread with cheese on it.
Italian herbs and cheese. That's the best thing Subway has. Not the sandwiches. It's just that Italian herbs and cheese better. Bread. But whose is better is Jersey Mike's Parmesan rosemary bread.
There's a Jersey Mike's that just opened down the road from me, and I've never really been a big Jersey Mike's person.
I tried Jersey Mike's after a friend of mine from Philadelphia said it's the closest you can get to a true Philly. And around here in this area, if you were going to get a true Philly cheesesteak, the way they melt the cheese throughout it, the way it comes, the bread, the softness, and I really love it. They have a portobello steak, Philly cheesesteak that's fantastic.
I did a lot of Penn Station as a kid.
That's my sweet. That's my teriyaki chicken.
I just get the cheesesteak.
No.
But we've talked about the greatest sandwich place on earth. The best place to get a sandwich.
Wario's or whatever. Is that the place you're talking about? A lot of our we had Hell is Real last weekend. FC Cincinnati went up to Columbus, and a lot of I actually saw a lot of our supporters post some pictures from Wario's and from some different places around.
It was just on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It was just on Guy Fieri's thing.
Was it
a big thing? He had it on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives like a couple weeks ago. They have 2 locations. They have one in a little town called Clintonville, and they have another one right next to Nationwide Arena where the Blue Jackets play.
Okay.
So, it's really cool. Like literally you walk out the front door and look to the left, and the stadium is across the street. And you just you literally walk a crosswalk, and you're at the stadium.
That's nice and simple.
Best location ever.
Hell yeah.
So what you been doing?
What have I been doing? What have I been playing? What am I excited to see? We'll start with shows. I finished Next Level Chef, which was a very, very good show.
Okay.
I'm excited. What I'm excited about right now when it comes to show, even though unfortunately it's December, is they've given us a date for Fallout. We have a Fallout 2 return date. Or we have a Fallout
Goggins.
We have a Fallout Season 2.
I get more Goggins. That's all I want is more Goggins.
More
Goggins in goddamn everything. Have you gotten enough into Righteous Gemstones to see Baby Billy?
I mean, I've gotten to Baby Billy. I haven't gone far enough though. I'm into Season 2. Something has happened. I think I'm about to have a flashback episode.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're so Season 1. You watched all of Season 1.
I watched all of Season 1. I know who Baby Billy is.
Oh, what were your thoughts on Season 1?
It was good. I think I need to watch a little more.
Okay.
It seems like each season's gonna. I mean, every show I can't really say has a definite difference thing in every season. I mean, some shows like,
yeah. Well,
Some shows are always the sitcoms theme. This show seems like there's going to be one major problem to deal with each season. And you never think that the problem could be bigger than the problem that was the previous season, but it seems like it is.
Yes.
And you know that is the exact script for Sons of Anarchy. And that's what I love about Sons of Anarchy is you go, nothing could be worse than what they had to overcome. How can they top that in the next season?
Yeah.
And they find a way to make you go, oh shit. Because basically I just saw an episode where the episode finished with the kids going to see a reporter and talk to him, and they got to the house and yeah. So that's where I'm at. And I'm like, so they're going to be dealing with
season. So you're
it's very early. It's very early. So that's why I figured
you're going on a whole ride still. And honestly, this season gets really cool. This one's really good. You're about to see some, and also, I don't want to say that. Oh, hold on. Have you seen? I think it happens it's going to happen early in the season, but there's some pro wrestling references.
I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, it's coming this season. You're gonna see it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Nice. So you're going to enjoy that part. But
I'm excited for that then.
Fallout. More Fallout.
Yeah. More Fallout. I'm excited for Fallout. I think I
don't play the games.
I think it's I played a little bit of 4, but like I told people, and I
started 4.
My parents got into it as well because I even told them, I was like, you don't need to play the game to get into the show.
It has nothing. It probably has everything to do with the game, but I never feel like I'm watching a video game show.
But if you're a gamer, there are so many things. Like they did the details so perfectly. They were sent the texture formats and stuff from Bethesda and the people that made Fallout. They recreated everything so perfectly.
Well, and I play a lot of Magic the Gathering, and Magic the Gathering has a Fallout set where there's like decks of Fallout characters. And I like those simply for the TV show, not even for the actual video game. But that's the thing though, is most of the decks are characters from the game. There's only one that's like kind of looks like the TV show a little bit. There's one, it's like
the Ghoul.
No, it's the Survivors or the blue suits, like whatever they're called. But it's like that group. That's a pretty neat one.
The Vault Dwellers.
The Vault Dwellers. That's what it is.
That's what I would think it is. Yeah.
It's all based on like all these. It uses a feature we'll call it like energy. So it's all these science and experimental machines, and you make energy tokens and do shit with them. It's fun.
I saw I've been playing a game that I streamed last week for my Friday Night Fright. There, Little Hope. It's another one from the Dark Pictures anthology. I've been playing that. It's a great horror game. I think it could be turned into a movie. Very weird stuff that has to do with witch trials in a town called Little Hope, and people seeing their past doppelgangers of themselves. And when something happens to your doppelganger, something's going to happen to you. At least a lot of very weird, dark, twisted stuff. And that's what I've kind of been playing and kind of watching and excited about right now. I hear that on Helldivers, apparently we need to get back into that supposedly.
Yeah, I've seen they're doing some really cool stuff.
Apparently the Illuminate have now invaded Super Earth. Everybody was unable to do a mission to hold off Super Earth. And so now missions can take place on Super Earth in the cities and stuff like that. So that could be cool to check out.
Yeah.
Bob.
Doom Dark Ages. That is on my list to get. I will always admit that I'm somebody who will wait. I will wait for that game to get either on sale or on one of my streaming. I'm not going to go.
Aren't you on Game Pass?
Is it on Game Pass?
It's on Game Pass. It came straight to Game Pass.
Show's over, guys.
You idiot.
Hold on.
Oh, don't cue.
Right. No,
it is on Game Pass.
So that's good to know because I'm so excited for Doom Dark Ages. I loved the remake of Doom. I thought Doom Eternal was insanely well done. I thought I go back and replay the old ones over and over and over again. I'm a huge fan of the Doom franchise, so I'm very excited for Dark Ages. The main thing I'm excited for is, from what I understand, the trigger, the shoulders control the shield, and like a you press and it retracts, and you let it go and it goes, and that's part of like the attack action. So like you can jump and pull.
Gotcha.
Like that looks like a lot of fun.
It's almost like Spartan warrior combat that it's based on. Bob's saying, yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, it's like a medieval combat style because it is during the Dark Ages. Because from what I understand, I don't want to know the story. I don't want to know the story, chat, Bob. But from what I understand, it's Doom. It's like the first adventures of the Doom Slayer, this main character, which you eventually find out. Like the old games, you're this space marine, and eventually you find out that this guy is like the new reincarnation of the Doomslayer, and all the other games are kind of filling you in on the story of who the Doomslayer is and the legacy of this.
Okay, I never got that
battle. Doom's cool, dude. I bought when I was in high school, high school. Doom. There was a Doom book, like a novel. Like I used to buy the novels. I bought like Doom Hell on Earth. It was like a pictureless, it wasn't them books with no pictures. It was just like a novel, like a science fiction novel set in the Doom franchise, and it went
that
really
book
deep.
In a trench coat. You might have been on a school shooter list.
I accidentally wore a trench coat on the day of Columbine.
Oh my God, I don't want to hear it. Okay, Jesus.
I didn't know. I wore a trench coat anyway.
Well, I would hope you didn't know, and you weren't in on it.
I went to school late just because I was a slacker and I was late for school that day. Didn't know what was going on. I was the dorky kid with long hair and a trench coat anyway, because I listened to Metallica and I was kind of like a dork that like comic books and like fantasy shit. So like I wasn't harmful. I was just weird.
Only because I'm laughing and it made me laugh. I'm ashamed to say, were you fat Slash?
I literally didn't know who Kevin Smith was at the time, but I looked like Silent Bob.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah, I was a little teenager that looked just like
hockey jerseys and trench coats.
Oh yeah, a jersey with a hood with a trench coat on top of it, and long hair and a backwards hat, and like jean shorts and like some kind of metal band T-shirt, and that was just how I looked.
Mine is give me a jersey or a button up and a suit coat with jeans because I am a mediocre comedy club performer.
But I show up late that morning, and here's the thing: I had a pretty good relationship with the principal. I was in his office a lot, but he knew
that's technically not a good relationship.
I was harmlessly in trouble. I was the kid who was just like, I would tell somebody, fuck you, and then get sent to the office for just yelling, fuck you, or being late, or sneaking in the side door late, or leaving early, like all that kind of stuff. That's what I would get in trouble for and why I was in his office. So like when it went down, people like you had to walk up the stairs.
Yep.
And then when you walked up the front stairs of my high school, there was a door here and a door here. This door was the principal's office. This door was a conference room. I'm like just late. Like I'm going to go to the office and get a note and whatever, minding my own business. Actually, I didn't have a phone at the time. It was like 1996 or it was years ago, but like there was no cell phones. But I remember walking up the steps.
Fantastic, Mike.
And he walked out of one door, grabbed me by the arm, pulled me into the conference room and kicked the door closed and was like, what are you doing? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm late. And then he proceeded to explain what was happening.
Well,
I proceeded.
You never know what we're going to talk about on this show, guys.
I proceeded to take the coat off and give it to him and say, I'll be back for that never. Cool. I'm a denim vest guy now. Great.
Can I tell you my other favorite?
I'm a denim vest guy.
You're a denim vest guy. You're Brock Lesnar.
Have you seen pictures of him lately with the
long
beard and the
long ass hair? It's pretty unreal.
He's auditioning for a samurai movie.
It's pretty crazy how long the hair
is. Like square, it like goes out. And he's having it like shaped because it's got a weird like video game thing going on.
Yeah. I'll touch on that video game stuff here in a second. What I wanted to bring up, well, no, we'll touch on that in a second. The other thing, since we were talking about games, is did you know that right now Star Wars Battlefront is seeing a resurgence online out of nowhere? 6,000 plus people are playing on Steam consecutively. It's starting to play cross-platform again. We used to have fun with it. And people are saying it's because of Andor Season 2, and now is the time to make a Star Wars Battlefront 3.
There are other games I wish would pop off in the Star Wars franchise instead of those. Did you ever play
Knights of the Old Republic?
Knights of the Old Republic or Star Wars Jedi Knight?
A little bit. I think Knights of the Old Republic was better.
I have to fervently disagree with
I don't know. Knights of the Old Republic was such a good story. One of the best twists I've ever seen in a game or a movie or anything.
I used to play Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Knight 2 religiously, and I used to play LAN parties where me and my friends would all take our PCs to like one person's house.
We would do it with Xboxes. I wasn't
connect
a PC
them all
kid.
with cables. No, we would use PCs. We would connect our PCs with through LAN cables, and we would all just play Jedi Knight together. And we would play like 10-person games of Jedi Knight, and that shit was insane, man. They don't make video gaming doesn't. It's far more easy and accessible and popular, and everything's better on it. But like, there was such a gritty feeling of like, I'm on a PC playing this Star Wars game. Oh my God, there's another person. That's an actual.
I will never forget my first house after we realized that there were 2 TVs in the house, one upstairs, one downstairs. My buddy could bring over a system and we could go head to head on Halo, just 1-to-1, 2 snipers in Blood Gulch, and like the main level that everybody would do. And I took a drill and drilled a hole straight through the floor after pulling up a corner of carpet so we could run the Ethernet cable straight through and go Xbox to Xbox and be on different floors. Because before that, you would set up a TV next to the other TV and don't be a screen looker and stuff like that. Or
put a curtain up.
The other. Yeah, 100%. So we were talking about crazy things. I've got something crazy for you that just made me laugh too much this week. And I like experiments. I like science. I like animals. And this is all of that.
Where does this story go? I like experiments. I like science. I like animals. I took a bird and I took a rat and I sewed them together. What the fuck?
I don't like experiments on animals. I like experiments learning about them. Okay, researchers at Yale have taught capuchin monkeys.
Capuchin.
I nailed it, I think.
Capuchin.
Or capuchin.
Yeah. You got it. Capuchin. Capuchin.
Fucking monkeys. They've taught fucking monkeys how to use money, small silver tokens that they could exchange for food. Okay. Once the monkeys grasped the concept of the currency, things took a wild turn. The scientists watched the monkeys learn to budget, steal, and bargain.
Hold on.
One monkey was
steal and bargain. I want to know who was the first one to steal. Who was the first monkey to look at their money and go, say?
But shockingly, one monkey was even observed trading tokens for sex. Yes, this monkey invented prostitution.
Yeah, I mean,
if they're buying food.
So you introduced currency, and you said, and they figured out, well, what can we trade for this? Food. Holes. What's $5?
Next subject.
Monkey hole.
Monkey hole. That's the title of this episode.
$5 monkey hole. I can't do that.
All right.
How those guys get taken off the internet?
I found an $5 monkey.
They named one episode $5 monkey hole, and then they were just yanked off at YouTube, and now the one's on a watch list.
What was it about? You would not have believed it. Let me see if I can find something more friendly in my notes from this week. Roman Reigns in Street Fighter.
Give me a hell yeah.
Wait, we can save that for wrestling chat because I don't have a lot of wrestling chat.
But here's the thing. You already said it, and I'm so excited about it. Here's the thing.
Do you know who he's supposed to play?
Akuma.
For those of you who don't know, Google Akuma. I forgot to pull up a picture.
But also, Akuma's character is very much this better than everyone, huge, like worship me, acknowledge me style character. Like Roman's gonna do amazing.
It fits more of the Roman personality than I mean, I'm sure they'll do good with the look too.
Oh, the look, they'll figure out the look. The look will be, or they'll do a new look we weren't expecting, and it'll just be the way now Akuma looks because he's played by Roman Reigns. Like I could see, because the Akuma character's got that big kind of Dragon Ball hair that stands straight up.
Right.
I could see them not doing that. I could see them doing like a big head of like dreadlocks or something.
Yeah. Okay, I could see that.
Something where Roman wouldn't have to have that big, like a cartoony hair. Make it something more kind of realistic.
I can see that.
For street realistic for super crazy fighting world.
Sorry, if you realized I was distracted, it was me realizing that not only did we not have a picture of Akuma to throw up, I didn't have my parlay to throw up for later when we get to that. So
that's okay.
I'm now prepared. No. I like to be prepared. You may not want to be prepared, damn it.
It wasn't in the ticker anyway.
It doesn't matter what's in the ticker. The ticker isn't God.
We don't get to the ticker 90% of the time in a show, I don't think.
I don't know if we did.
There's very rarely been a time like we've gone through this entire show and be like, we didn't talk about any of that.
Let's see.
We just rambled about Roadrunner cartoons for like 25 minutes.
There you go. Epic Universe opens its doors. I know nothing about that. What were you going to say about that?
That's something I'm actually excited about because
well, there you go. Talk about Epic fucking Universe.
I'm starting I have started a big new love for roller coasters and theme parks.
Boo.
My wife and I have started taking my daughter. She loves going to them. So one thing we're doing is over the next few years trying to take her to a bunch of new ones. We've taken her to Kings Island. We have Kings Island passes. We've taken her to Kentucky Kingdom. This summer we're going to take her to Cedar Point in Cleveland. And the big thing next year is we are planning a trip and we're going to take her to Epic Universe in Florida. And they just opened their gates and it's a universal park with different themed areas. Now the big one, the main one, the big attraction is the Super Mario World.
Isn't Harry Potter a part of this? The Harry Potter world they already have?
Yep.
And the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, you've got no Star Wars. There's no Star Wars there because Star Wars is Disney. They've got Super Mario.
Yeah.
So within Super Mario, they've got like Bowser, they've got Peach's Castle, they've got an entire Donkey Kong world, they've got a Mario Kart ride, they got all this shit. They've got
all this shit.
They have two separate Harry Potter areas connected by a train.
Okay.
So you take like the train from the movies, from what I understand.
Yeah.
There is
the whatever third.
There's the monster. There's the monster world. Or I
saw that the horror movies. Yeah,
that was super fun. That looks super fucking fun.
Yeah.
But also How to Train Your Dragon.
I saw that. We have a comment about that in the chat, I believe.
I don't watch those movies, but like. I don't watch the How to Train Your Dragon movies, but I will totally go to an amusement park section that's themed like dragons and has dragons flying around because apparently there's drones that are shaped like dragon that are dressed like dragons flying around this place.
That's cool. That's cool.
It's gonna be the wildest fucking thing.
I've seen a thing where they put a ghoul, like a scary, like floating piece of cloth with two hands and a face screaming on a drone that they would chase people with at night through parks and stuff like that. Wait till they're alone, and then all of a sudden you turn and this thing's flying at you.
Well, when they opened today, the big like kind of
today was the opening. Today
or the other day, like they had like the big events, but they just recently opened, and the whole theme of it is like these portals, is like all the worlds
I saw that
connected by these portals.
Yeah.
So each world had its like thing where the portal would like light up and open and people would come out of it and be like, this world is open. Yesterday, people in the chat yesterday. Thank you. So, it's this new world opening, and like characters, like for Harry Potter, they had like 3 of the actors come out and be like, the world is open. Like for the monsters, they had like a Frankenstein and a Bride of Frankenstein and a girl Dr. Frankenstein, which is cool, come out and go, this world, like they have like, hello, welcome, like, you know what I mean? They like open the
Nurse Frankenstein. All right.
It was doctor. No, it was girl Dr. Frankenstein, not Nurse Frankenstein. Just because he's a girl doesn't make her Nurse Frankenstein.
No. Dr. Frankenstein, ma'am.
Girl Dr. Frankenstein.
Girl Dr. Frankenstein. I think I saw something about that opening where they had like all the monsters rush out and the ones that slid with the sparks on their knees. Yeah.
I went to Kings Island last year for Halloween Haunt, dude.
I want that job.
They had that shit. They had the dudes running that would slide on the sparky things.
Yeah, how
slide
cool is
right
that?
Next to you. Like, that's wild. I would never want to do that.
Oh, why? Coming from a guy who has spun and spit and eat fire,
that's
and
that sounds fun for you.
That sounds like a lot of fun. The reactions from you make fire.
I'd rather just go ride roller coasters.
Okay.
And go have fun and ride rides. I like seeing that. I'd come watch you do it. I'd be like, yeah, that's my buddy. That's that dude named Brendan. Look at him. He does a YouTube show.
There's Sparky. There's Sparky.
He does a YouTube. No one cares. Oh no.
No one gives a shit.
He does a YouTube. Nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody cares. No. All right.
No. It's just me. Okay.
Let's see. Should we have a beer?
We should have a beer. First, I should finish this last swigger.
I finished my. I'm down to Woodford water.
Woo.
Or second drink for those of you Office fans. But do you have a beer that you've ever had before, or do you have a new beer of the week? What are we talking?
Actually doing for a beer of the week? We're celebrating the holiday.
I forgot a glass again.
I don't have one either. Because this week,
are you just gonna drink it out of a can or a bottle?
Because this week we're keeping it in America, son. It is Memorial Day weekend.
Did you get? No. Okay.
What? No. What were you going to do? What were you going to guess?
Did you get Hogan's beer?
No, I didn't get Hogan's beer. I wouldn't know where to find. I think it's going away as quick as it came out.
Yeah.
I keep seeing less and less about it, and now he's buying Hooters.
Trying to buy Hooters to put it in there.
How does that going to work?
I don't know. He's trying to buy the intellectual property.
You know, I invented tits, brother. You know that, right? I came up with the word tits.
Jesus. No,
Andre
that was also tits, brother. That was also superstar Billy Graham, you dick. All right. Anyway, what are you drinking? I have to drink mine out of the can.
You see Jake the Snake's tits, brother?
No, but I've seen his snake.
What a human! What a human! So I actually, to celebrate Memorial Day, we're gonna keep it America. We are going with Quirk Raspberry Rocket Pop Hard Seltzer.
The fuck is that?
4.0 Raspberry Rocket Pop Hard Seltzer. Now here's the funny part. That looks like a popsicle, right?
It does indeed.
Does this look like a raspberry on the side, or does this look like bacon?
What the hell?
That's supposed to be a raspberry.
You know what I immediately thought of? It looks like stacked packages of ground beef.
But your brewery.
No, it looks like stacked packages of ground beef. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. But you've got Boulevard Brewing.
Boulevard Brewing.
With real fruit juice. 0 sugar, 90 calories, 12 fluid ounces. This is Quirk Raspberry Hard Seltzer. Raspberry Rocket Pop Hard Seltzer.
I bet it's not bad. 0 sugar, because the Rocket Pop one, in my mind, could be too sweet. When you first said Rocket Pop Seltzer, I immediately went, because over here I've got a High Noon. I like your High Noons. I immediately went, that would be too sweet. What do you think? An employee somewhere sat on that can. Is it really?
That is delicious. So I love the fact that it does not have any sugar. It's got 0 sugar in it, because like that blue because by Raspberry Rocket Pop, it's blue. It's kind of blue raspberry with a little bit of cherry.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm getting off of it. But because that's so sweet, normally like that's kind of sweet and kind of tart. Since they didn't add any sugar, it keeps it kind of refreshing. It's really almost like,
show the can one more time, the front of it.
If you like sour candy, it's kind of a good like raspberry sour candy flavor in a seltzer with some booze.
Nice. Well, I have something here which I'm going to try and find the nicest way to say this. Was one of the I don't want to say overrated, but so insanely hyped at one point. It was one of the most, when we were working in the business, it was one of the most hyped beers. There were stories that this place in Indiana only gets 4 6-packs. And every now and then you can get them, but the guy will take your name down.
Zombie Dust.
It's Zombie Dust. It is 100% Zombie Dust.
If Hype had a picture, it would be a bottle of Zombie Dust.
It's Zombie Dust or Hop Slam.
Because, well, here's the thing. Hop Slam can at least...
For those of you that are not familiar, this is 3 Floyd's Zombie Dust. It is.
I can't speak for your can, but I've had more skunked cans of Zombie Dust in my life than I've had delicious, tasty, fresh cans. Never had a bad Hop Slam.
This one was packaged.
Never had a bad Hop Slam.
on April 28th of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
This is created with their marvelous friends in the comic industry. Art by Tim Seeley. 6.5% alcohol by volume. This intensely hopped and gushing undead pale ale will be one's only respite after the zombie apocalypse.
Respite.
Yeah. Respite. Yeah.
Respite.
Jesus. Respite. Oh my God. Okay. Hang on.
Cheers.
It's been a minute since I've had one. So now, like, I had it during the hype days and then I just got sick of it. Now there's so many, the market is so oversaturated with these IPAs now. It smells like an IPA.
Yeah.
There's a tang at the end of it. That's interesting.
Oh no. Is that a good thing?
It's all right.
Or is tang a bad thing?
It's good.
Okay.
It's all right.
I'm very happy with my.
I've had better IPAs. It's now the
seltzer.
It's now the point that I've had a few more, so many more, and helped brew and been around, and like I can tell you, like in that family of IPA, there's so many other hazy IPAs I would want right now. The tang almost gives me like a citrusy note of the. It's almost lemony. It's weird. There's a weird. It goes from grapefruit to lemon, and I don't know why.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have that citrusy, hoppy kind of vibe. So, I mean, that's gonna bounce between those flavors, and with hops, I can see that bounce between grapefruit and citrus.
So Zombie Floyds, Zombie Dust, Three Floyds. Three Floyds actually made one of my favorite beers in Alpha King. For a long time, I drank, loved Alpha King. Gumball Head.
Gumball Head is a consummate drinker. If I see that, if I see that and I don't know what anything else is, and I just want to get something really quick, Gumball Head every day.
Nice. All right. So what else are we talking about? You've been watching some. I guess we're up to the point now where we're supposed to talk about some wrestling at some point.
That's what we figure. We'll switch into a little bit more wrestling talk. We
talked
about Roman Reigns. I call him Romans. We talked about my romance.
I got a good way to segue in. I got a good way to segue in if you don't mind me jumping in here real quick.
Just do the segue. Don't announce the segue. Like I'm gonna. All right, get ready for this next segment. Are you ready, folks?
To ease the transition to wrestling, I've got a story that combines wrestling and some fun fucking facts. You hear what Darby Allin did, right? It's kind of, I mean, it's not kind of impressive. It's fucking impressive. I mean, there's no way around it.
Climbed Mount Everest.
The dude literally climbed to the top of and made it to the top of Mount Everest. 100%. For those of you that might not be familiar with wrestling, or at least AEW, Darby Allin is a thrill-seeking maniac who's gone through glass and all kinds of things.
He's done stunts with cars off of the roof.
Started saying that he was just going to climb Mount Everest and plant the company's flag at the top of Mount Everest. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. He's now just talking out of his ass. Son of a bitch did it. I mean, I'm going to believe everything he says from this point on.
So climbing Mount Everest is that weird idea where when he first did it, I was like, that's stupid. It's
risky.
That's fucking yeah. I was like, that's the most dangerous. Why would you do something so dangerous? But the problem is not the problem. But the inevitable thing is when someone does it, when he did it, I can't hate that. I can't shit on that. Like, no matter what I thought about the idea of I'm gonna go climb Mount Everest, I'm like, that's fucking dumb. But now that I'm like, he's like, I'm at the top and look, I'm kick flipping on top of a mountain. I'm like, all right, I can't argue with that.
Yeah,
he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Did a kick flip at 20,000 feet.
Insane.
That's freaking
insane. Crazy. And the thing is, I saw leading up to that, he had posted all of these like different base camps, like because you don't just, it's not one run right up the mountain. You hike to a camp, and then you climb to another camp, and then you climb to. You're just making your way to these different camps to like.
One of my facts is on the last day. It's the 2 p.m. rule. If you don't make it to the summit by 2 p.m., you need to turn around and come back, because it starts getting into dangerous temperatures and points where, and there's so many bodies that are still up there. Did you know that?
Oh, you always hear the stories about how
they
when you're
leave the
walking
bodies
there,
up there. There's ones that are marked
there's
like
one that's just hot. They just let them die, lay where they
yeah.
go.
When climbers die climbing Everest, their bodies are left on the mountain. It's almost impossible to bury a body, and dragging or carrying bodies requires more physical effort and the shortness of oxygen. It's believed there are over 200 dead bodies on Mount Everest. No one is sure about the exact number yet. 2/3 of the people who died while climbing are still resting in peace on Mount Everest. The rescue of a corpse can cost $40,000 to $80,000. There is a business out there, I guess, where if people want their loved ones back, you could say, I don't know, but there's like famous bodies, like Green Boots is a famous one. That's somebody who was a.
Can you just take a helicopter up there, or is there something you can't take a chopper that?
I don't think so.
Too dangerous or cold or something?
Probably the oxygen and the thin air, and I don't know. That's something I don't know about. Everest was partially filmed on Mount Everest. I had heard a great thing though that I can't find it now, but oh, here we go. The campaign to clean up Everest is that the campaign to clean up Mount Everest has estimated that there's 8,000 kilograms of human feces that have been left on Mount Everest. This is making a serious issue for for health and environmental problems because the feces is not decomposing at the higher frozen altitude. There's just frozen turds up there. Or now the rule is mountaineers have to carry human waste from the mountain with them. The rule has been implemented, but still the system is problematic. Some of the porters and Sherpas have mentioned that they were not able to carry the extra weight of waste due to the harsh weather.
The extra weight of how much poop? How much poop you got to bring back down the mountain? Like, I would cheat the rules a little bit. I wouldn't bring every turd back down. I'd every like third
I would only bring the special turds back down.
Well, like I'd bring enough to make it look like, okay, he brought all his poop back down. But I'd leave a few just to be like, you can stay here. You're a little rabbit boy. You can just stay in the woods. Goodbye.
Experts have said the problem with the excrement is it's threatening the water resource of the mountain. The drinking water that climbers are using is contaminated with human feces, and they can suffer from stomach illness afterwards.
So
you know how long it takes
climbing Mount Everest?
Yeah, it can take 10 weeks.
Who cares? Drink the poop water, dude. You don't care about your safety enough to climbing Mount Everest, you've already signed off on like, I'm okay with drinking poopy water.
Drink the poopy water.
It's part and parcel with that, man. You can't sit there and say like, I'm gonna climb the most dangerous mountain in the world, but I don't want poopy in my water. No, like you can't. Get the poop off the mountain. Like, just don't climb the mountain then. If you're worried about all the shit and the fucking frozen turds attached to Mount Everest, you know what you do? You just stay down here. Just stay down here.
I kind of want to fight for the people who want to climb the mountain without dealing with poop in their water, but never mind.
There's a much more important things we can be trying to figure out in our world.
Okay.
Than how to deter the mountain. Stay off it or just drink the poop water. Because we're not going to waste our time and resources deep poop in that mountain.
All right.
Who owns that? Himalayas?
Is that the Pink Floyd album, Dark Side of the Mountain?
That's what it was. That was what it was.
I think the Nepal.
There we go.
Yeah, Nepal or something like that. But yeah. So
we won't climb a mountain.
We won't. No.
But
not the dark side of the mountain, but the dark side of the ring.
So I've been really, I don't watch a lot of Dark Side of the Ring anymore. I feel like
fantastic
after season 3-4-ish, season 3-ish, they kind of just started like reaching for random stories. But recently I've seen a few stories and a few wrestlers that it was interesting. Like we talked about, they did was it Typhoon?
No, they did Earthquake. John Tenta.
Earthquake. And who didn't really have anything crazy happen. He's the one like kind of
Shockmaster story, but No, he wasn't the Shockmaster. Typhoon was.
Okay. So I'm getting confused.
Yeah. Typhoon was the Shockmaster. Earthquake was but last night they did Daphne, and this week I believe is Muhammad Hassan.
See, that's the one that doesn't make any sense to me, because like
I'm curious to see that episode, how they're going to justify it.
It's but there's no it's not about, to me it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
The weird old dude who was running the company thought that was funny, thought that was a good idea. Like it I'm curious to see, is it going to just be about his life going south after playing that character?
Probably.
Because I mean, the idea of like that character being problematic is silly.
I'll tell you one.
I don't think the character was problematic for television. It was like a weird thing they did for a few months and then got rid of.
The one I saw recently where it was truly someone needed to give up the kayfabe and quit trying to come back and quit living the gimmick was Blood and Fire, the original Sheik. God. Man, he kept coming back. They showed him breaking his leg when he was with Sabu at an event, and like, oh man, yeah. And that was the sad thing about that episode. There was so much Sabu in that episode,
and because I don't.
He passed the week before it aired.
It's crazy how and I'm not trying to, because a lot of people are calling out that GCW match that they had, and I'm not talking about it for that reason.
That table spot.
It's wild to be like, I just saw him on TV, or I just saw videos of him doing his deal, and saw him on YouTube, and saw him on Instagram, and saw him.
That dude went through barbed wire a few weeks ago,
and like
usually that's a bad thing for him.
Oh shit, Sabu's gone. Wild to think about.
Right.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Sabu.
That one sucked.
He could have been one of the coolest wrestling characters of all time, because Sabu was one. Obviously, he was like our generation's Sheik.
Yeah.
But also, like, I don't think our generation understood the older Sheiks. Like, I didn't know a lot of.
I didn't until I watched the episode the other night.
Right.
How crazy he was.
I knew who we all knew who the Sheik was and the Iron Sheik, but we didn't understand how scared people really were of the original Sheik.
The original Sheik.
The original Sheik
crazy.
Was literally the madman from the Sudan. He was wild.
That whole thing where they showed the skin. I mean, Onita's FMW when he had the skin burnt off of himself.
But just the fact that, like, so when we had Sabu, like, for Sabu to come out and perform the way he did for our generation was insane. Was like, he barely spoke. He constantly put himself in just insane damage.
He made it. His family called him the Sheik. Everybody called him the Sheik.
The music was cool.
Yeah.
Like Sabu had.
Oh, Sabu's music. Oh yeah.
Sabu had amazing music. And just the image and the aura. He would come out quietly and just move his head around and just run towards the ring and like point and like.
You didn't hear that dude talk until the last few years. He held kayfabe like Taker did.
It was so good. And God, now I'm on a whole thing of thinking about that era of ECW. Sabu, Raven,
Tommy Dreamer, New Jack,
Tommy Dreamer, old Lance school Storm, Taz, ECW,
Shane Douglas
was insane.
Yeah. Absolutely.
God, even when like Furnace and LaFont were part of that, weren't they part of ECW for a minute? Can-Am, am I messing this up?
Oh, I don't know.
Can-Am Express, I think it was Furnace and LaFont.
Furnace sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Furnace.
He was with Perry Saturn for a bit. No, that was Cronus.
So. No, yeah, Cronus. Perry Saturn, the fucking Raven,
Dudley's RVD. Bob said Dudley's and RVD, of course. Can't go wrong there.
Good.
So, what have you seen any wrestling this week?
Or do a whole ECW thing? We're gonna have to like watch some ECW sometime and just like break up.
Do some old throwback episodes.
Those are some of the funnest rivalries and the funnest moments in all of wrestling history. Like fucking New Jack.
Oh man,
New Jack alone. You can watch.
There's an episode of Dark Side of the Ring That's an episode of Dark Side of the Ring. That episode and the Nick Gage episode are both hard to watch because
I don't view Nick Gage the same as everybody else. I don't view anything positive out of that story. I don't view anything positive out of Nick Gage. I understand from what I see, he seems to be a nice guy. Like
apparently he is a nice guy and he's got a lot of respect for the business.
He seems to be a nice person, but like
you're not a fan of the wrestling.
I'm not a fan of any part of that. Like, good for people who like it. Good for y'all. That ain't for me. There's wrestlers I've met and are very nice, but I'm also like, I don't like that. I'm not gonna watch that. That's okay. You're nice. You're cool, dude. I'm not gonna watch that. And that's cool. That's what's cool about wrestling. This is all different kinds.
Right. Well, this weekend we got NXT coming up. And we won't talk about it because we haven't watched a whole lot of it, I'm sure. Are you caught up on AEW?
Oh God, dude, it's so hard to watch.
A little bit here and there.
I watch Hurt Business stuff. I literally just go watch Hurt Business clips, whatever they're doing.
I made myself a deal of when I would watch it again.
That's about it.
And I hate to say it, but when Moxley loses the title and the Death Riders story's over, I might come back.
It ruins the show.
It's pretty rough.
It makes everything else hard to watch because it's not a believable. They're all cool wrestlers. I like all the dudes in that group. I like Jon Moxley.
Yeah,
but the group is just like I think it doesn't
work.
Belong. Like, I don't buy that they're together. Like, I don't see them as like they're a squad like other groups. Like,
it was always that there were more coming and it's like they never came.
And that's goal.
What it felt like.
There's no what's the goal? Like, they're just we're here. We're mean. We're mean. We're mean bald men and one of us never wears pants. Like, what the fuck is this about?
All right.
Like, and then what's it? Marina Shafir. Just.
I really like Marina Shafir.
Walking around looking like she smelled a fart all day.
She's good though. She's one of those 4 horsewomen of MMA. She's a badass. She's married to Roddy. I like that she's. I don't know. There was something Speedball Bailey about her to me. The barefoot. Fun. I don't know. There was something fun about that.
I can't get behind that.
No.
Speedball Bailey? I can't get behind that.
You don't like Speedball?
Another thing, I understand he's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, he's like one of the kindest people and a really good dude. But like that should be more serious of a character. If that's gonna be that's the problem. Is nobody there. There's no badass. Even Samoa Joe is in a group called The Ops with a bunch of other dudes.
Not a bunch, just 2.
There's no badass. Like, there's nobody I would tune in for and be like, that's why I watch the show. It used to be MJF. It used to be CM Punk. It used to be Hangman Page. It used to be all of these other people.
Cody,
now it's fucking
Brody.
Nobody. Like, there's nobody on that. There's nobody on that roster I look at, and I say I'm gonna turn the show on because I need to see what they do. I like watching the Hurt Business stuff.
Do I know that
MVP?
Do I know that Ospreay is gonna wrestle? Because if he's gonna wrestle, I'll watch it because it'll probably be something different. But that's about it.
Dude, they've ruined him.
Yeah,
he doesn't mean anything anymore. That's the thing. It's like. It doesn't mean anything to keep saying I'm going to restore the feeling and I'm going to have great matches. Like, there's no drama around him. There's no, like, I don't care about what he's doing. I'm not like, oh, what's Will Ospreay going to do? I'm just like, okay, he's going to have a cool match probably with somebody.
Yeah.
Great. He's done that a lot. I can go watch videos of that.
So for those of you that can't figure it out, we like to talk about wrestling for the second half of the show.
I do like AEW. That's the biggest thing that I I always try to make sure is like I want AEW to be good, dude.
Yeah.
I watched all the Ring of Honor leading up to the creation of AEW.
You went to their first pay-per-view, didn't you?
I went to the original before AEW. I went to the original All In.
Yeah.
I wanted that to succeed so badly, but they let too much of the Jimmy Havoc's and Joey Janela's and
well, none of them are there anymore. But although it did put a bad taste in the mouth.
But there's always been that coming through. That's always what there. If it wasn't them, it was the Nick Gage era, and then it was like, all of these like flippy guys don't do anything, and then like the Taurus, the bull guy, like the Black
Beast Mortos.
Like once again, understand, great wrestler, cool thing, but what does that mean? If you're not gonna,
we have a friend that wrestled him, and we should believe in Mortos.
I want him to do well, but they don't use him right. He should be like Vader that doesn't talk. He should be.
I don't think he talks, does he?
But they don't make him like a terrifying monster. He should be a threat to the world title if you're going to do a big monster guy.
He does just look like he smells.
That's the thing. Like they just make it. They just made him some dude in the background. Like Andy Williams is the butcher who looks like a totally kick-ass old school dude that they don't use. Instead,
What band was he with?
Every Time I Die.
Every Time I Die. Yeah.
I
always want to say As I Lie Dying, and I don't know why that is.
That band sucks. I have nothing against like Top Flight or Action Andretti or this new terrible Ricochet character. But I feel like and I sound like Jim Cornette. I feel like it's always like indie flippy guy, indie flippy guy, indie flippy guy, indie flippy guy. And you have a lot of different. They have so many characters.
Yeah,
that are different on the roster.
You know, the funniest thing I saw,
a lot of different shit that they don't give us.
The funniest thing I saw them do recently was the Ricochet Zach Gowen figure 4 leg spot. Did you see that by any chance?
I saw that match was happening, and I avoided that like the plague.
Number one, bravo to Zach Gowen, like living his dream and got to do it again. He released a statement about how awesome it was to get to do it again. And honestly, he might have been more entertaining to me in this, and maybe it was just Ricochet, but he can still technically go a little bit. Like, I mean, he can make it believable. But the funniest part was he goes down onto his back and Ricochet grabs his one leg and spins around for the figure 4 and reaches, and there's nothing there. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Zach Gowen only has one leg, and you can't grab the second leg to tie it up when it's a one-legged man.
We live in a world.
Where
TNA
Sunday,
where TNA is better than AEW.
I haven't watched enough TNA. I need to figure out how to watch TNA, but that's a good segue.
Say his name, man. He appears. Dude, Joe Hendry rules.
That's a great segue. Let's talk about it.
It is one of the best things in wrestling. Like
NXT Battleground this weekend, you're actually going to get to see the TNA World Championship challenge on WWE television. What do you think about that? Did you ever think that would happen? Let me ask you that. Even a year ago, did you ever think you would see the TNA Championship defended on WWE?
No, I never would have thought about that. I never would have thought we'd see Jordan Grace there, Joe Hendry show up at WrestleMania, them buying AAA. Here's what I'll say. World Wrestling Entertainment is finally becoming World Wrestling Entertainment. They are focusing on let's strengthen the idea of professional wrestling
around the world.
Not let's focus on our TV shows. Like they do that. They've already got that machine already works.
Yeah.
Like Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw now. What a show. And there's barely any wrestling on it. And it's so fun to watch. SmackDown, I don't watch as much because I don't have cable right now. And
I'm in the same boat as you with the SmackDown. I'm thinking about getting Sling again.
Or watch it on. I watch clips on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's fine for me.
I watch NXT. There's a CW app, so I get to watch NXT every week.
I catch NXT. As well as I always watch. I watch the pay-per-views mostly. Like the most thing I watch are the live events, or
the premium live events. I know.
Yeah.
I'm in that same boat. I was talking to someone today and just said pay-per-view instead of premium live event. And
here's the thing. Also, I get to watch. I think I said this last week. I'm in a position right now where, like, there are 3 wrestlers that I can turn on anytime now that all work for WWE, and I love their matches. I mean, Aleister Black is back.
CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Aleister Black.
No, not Seth Rollins. Who do you think that third one would be?
CM Punk, Aleister Black, and Roman Code? No, I don't know. Was it one of those 2, Roman, Cody?
We'll go with Cody. We'll go with Cody. Yeah. But either way, like, I could turn on an Aleister Black match at any time now. He's back. I love it. CM Punk rules. CM Punk is CM Punk. What they've been doing, who they've been bringing in. Oh, and of course, let me talk about my dog. The greatest wrestler to watch on TV right now.
Who's that?
Greatest wrestler to watch on TV right now.
Who's that?
All gas, no brakes.
Oh.
I mean,
what do you think of Jeff Cobb being named JC Mateo all of a sudden?
I'm cool with it. Like, I'm cool with it. Like, it's whatever. Like, honestly, I'm done.
You know what?
I'm too old to worry about wrestler names anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I remember, and I thought about it this week, and this was the justification I used. I'm like, I know in the long run I'm going to get used to it because I was pissed about Jordan Devlin becoming JD McDonough, but they
Ricky
did the same thing. Yeah. So
Ricky Saints.
Anyway.
But honestly, like, what a great time. And Jacob Fatu.
Dude's so good. Dude is so good.
All gas, no brakes with it. Like get it where you fit it. Like
they can't turn him face quick enough. He already is. Yeah.
He's already a baby face. You can't hate that character.
Right.
Because it's just so charismatic.
Right.
And it's just so in your face. And the thing is, like, everybody knows a dude like Jacob Fatu. Everybody knows a big, loud, braggadocious, kind of scary dude that you're like, I'm glad that dude's my buddy. He's fucking terrifying. Yeah. And Jacob Fatu is just that guy where you're like, I kind of want to go hang out with that guy, but I really don't ever want him to be mad at me about anything.
There's videos I've seen that he's the most terrifying man, but then you see these videos, and the 2 of them that stand out to me are, there's a video the year before he was in the Royal Rumble of him at the Royal Rumble watching.
Cheering on his brothers.
He is a kid just being a fan, like, yeah, going nuts for his brothers. Yeah. And the other video is a video of him sitting at a piano playing Roman Reigns' theme on piano. Yep. And I'm like, this dude is like so many layers of a fucking onion.
When he tells his story that he was in jail and saw the Usos on TV, and that's what changed his life. And he's like, I got to do that. I got to get out of here.
My cousins are on TV and I'm in jail. And
what a story.
Yeah. What a great story. Freaking awesome. Yeah. It's the Compton Dream. I mean, the American Dream, the something dream. Where's he from? So I've got an updated card from NXT for you real quick. And I just want to get your opinion on a couple things. NXT.
I thought it sounded like you said
Battleground. Battleground.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of bet real quick, this is what I'm looking at, by the way, guys. Just so you know, this week, this is what we're looking at. Philadelphia Union, FC Cincinnati. Denke, 2 shots on target. Ferreira, Vander, if you know him, 1 shot on target. Wait, this isn't the right one. It's supposed to be. I got the wrong one. I'm an idiot. We're removing it. I don't know how I did that. It was supposed to be. A shot. I know what it is. It's 2 shots, Denke. I wanted to get one opinion from you before the shot.
You put the wrong bet up.
Well, I put the wrong bet up, but we were going to talk about that NXT Battleground card.
All right, go ahead.
The TNA World Title is being defended. I don't think there's any way it changes hands.
I could see it changing hands and then Joe Hendry having to chase it back. I could see Trick Williams winning that title and then doing
and then what? He becomes a contracted TNA wrestler?
They're working together. He holds the belt for like one cycle until their next pay-per-view, and then Joe Hendry wins it back.
I'll let go of all the other ones. Who cares about the other matches? I feel like I know which way they're going to go, but this is the one that's kind of interesting, and I'm just curious your opinion. Which way do you think Stephanie Vacour, Jordynne Grace is going to go?
Oh, God.
Do they go ahead and give it to Jordynne, let her run NXT, and maybe move Stephanie up with a draft? Do they let Stephanie, because they moved Julia in and out real quick. She's now signed to SmackDown. Roxanne Perez is on Raw. I feel like Vacour is at like almost the height of like popularity. Like she's number 2 to Rhea Ripley. I almost feel like for pop that they would get if they were to come out.
I feel like I do feel like that's what they're gonna do. I kind of wish they would keep her on NXT for a little bit longer. I think you need more.
She wanted to be there to learn more, and
I don't want to be like some people should stay at NXT for a while, but I think you got to have they need a few talent that they know and big names. Like honestly, in my opinion, Adam Cole should have stayed in NXT. Should have never went to the main roster. Should have been the king of NXT for like a forever, like until he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. Because like.
Well, now the biggest issue in NXT for me is
they don't have staples in NXT.
They've got Obafemi running it, and he's pretty much the big face at the top.
But
well,
like,
I mean, he
screams moving up. Like he screams main roster. That's the thing. You need like if Ethan Page said, you know what, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do NXT and just make this place really.
That's cool. What I thought Gargano was gonna do for a long time.
That's what he should go back and do.
I don't know.
Candice LeRae, and let her run the women's division.
Candice LeRae, maybe, but Gargano and Ciampa, that tag division on SmackDown is a lot of fun. Motor City Machine Guns,
but you
DIY.
You still do that.
Let them do both.
On the side, you have a separate thing where, like, he's in a tag team in DIY, but he's also the NXT champion or the NXT blah 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 blah. Like, you could still do that. Like, I would love if more. First off, no more brand split. Have things move between again.
Okay.
But like have things happen where maybe somebody is a singles champion on NXT and then they're also a tag champion. Or hey, they do this thing on NXT, but they're also part of this faction. Like, what if a member of the Bloodline would have also been wrestling on every NXT show, and also they had a separate thing where I'm also trying to be the king of NXT while I'm the lowest member of the Bloodline on SmackDown, or something like that.
Right.
Like that. More of that would be cool.
That's kind of how they had Dominic when he had the North American title for a little bit in the Judgment Day.
But I think they need to do more dedication to it. Like JD McDonough could be that crossover talent for the Judgment Day, like representing the Judgment Day on NXT. And so he's still on Raw, still does everything with them. But he also goes and does NXT. You know, you pick a couple people to do that. Like, or you pick a couple talent that are kind of like ubiquitous. Like, R-Truth can be on every show. Like, every show could have fun R-Truth segments. Or what are they called now? Otis and
the Alpha Babes, Alpha Academy.
That could be on NXT. That could be on every show. Like, that could move around and do things on every brand. But then you have
that Hank and Tank is almost growing on me. The Tank guy reminds me of like Chris Farley on a lot of Monster Energy drinks.
I feel like he's doing Mini Otis. And
they do seem like they're a rebuild of Heavy Machinery.
That's why I'm not a big fan. I'm like,
kind
of feels like it did it.
Even the Hong Kong, it's like Heavy Machinery. Yeah. All right, I agree with you. Let's do a shot. Maybe play a game. Are we playing a game tonight?
Watching old NXT, and Dustin Rhodes and Jeff Jarrett are sitting in the crowd.
What?
What do you need more Jeff Jarrett in wrestling? Oh yeah, this is an old NXT.
JEFF.
This is the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly, and Pete Dunne.
Oh my God! Can I just tell you something real quick?
The Authors of Pain. Wait, what is this? Oh, no, wait. What is this match? Oh, no, it's Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong versus the Authors of Pain. Okay, I think this is where Roderick Strong turns.
This is where Roderick Strong turns. Yes.
Joins the Undisputed Era. Okay.
This is where he joins.
I was so confused. I was like, who's Pete Dunne's partner?
Let me tell you something really funny to me, and it's because of that era right now. Fucking Kyle O'Reilly used to always call Pete Dunne Peter Dune. Pete Dune. Gonna see you, Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I'm at work in our snack area, they sell Lorna Doone cookies, and I'm always like, Lorna Doone! I'm going to get a Lorna Doone!
Lorna Doone!
Oh, I get so excited about my Lorna Doones. Give me my shortbread.
I got one shot.
I've got one shot. It's all that's left in my bag. Does that mean Does that mean this week we need to go and do some shopping together?
I got to go shot shopping.
I got to go shot shopping, too. I've got one that I think you've had in the past.
Oh, you're going to have fun with that.
Mango shada.
It's a pony punch party, dude.
It's a party horse pony punch.
I'm gonna keep on dancing at the big pony club.
Oh God, right. I'm not excited about this.
So Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, it's the worst smelling of any shot I've.
Holy hacksaw Jim Duggan! What was that? Hold on.
That's the worst smelling of any shot I've taken.
All right, here we go.
It smells thick. Sweet as a mango, but still a spicy bitch. What comes next? Take a shotta.
Hold on, I need my vapor before I do this. I need to clear my nostrils.
It's so weird the way that they're doing cocaine nowadays.
This is YouTube. This is not. This is a menthol vapor inhaler from Meyer.
You can see my boogers. It says vapor inhaler.
It's got my boogers on it.
Got my boogers.
All right, no, this is Party Horse Pony Punch.
I'm going to chase this with Mountain Dew probably quickly because this smells old and thick.
I'm going to chase this with Raspberry Rocket Pop Seltzer. Let's go.
Mango Shada is mango, jalapeno, tequila, it says on the label for those of you curious.
I think this is Fruit Punch.
Oh.
I think they tried to do some weird shit with that. I think they tried to do Fruit Punch with like vanilla. I think there's like vanilla in there, which is weird. Or it's whiskey.
I feel like I've been assaulted. Oh, now it's getting spicy. That might be worse than the pickle shot. That might be worse than the creek water shot. That is up there as a top 3. Top 3 worst.
Ready to play some games?
Come back and see us in a second, guys. Yep. We're going to play some games.
Make sure you like, subscribe, follow to2dwh.com. Follow me at that dude named Mike. Follow him at that dude named Brendan. Follow us at 2 Dudes Wearing Hats on Instagram. See you soon.